There was an unnatural stillness in the air. No guns were firing, no transport moving. A thin column of smoke was rising slowly, twisting and swaying idly in the thin light. The whole world seemed to have slackened its pace to the merest saunter through the sky. A little below Mametz, a string of guns squatted in a row, and from underneath a bivouac a gunner crept out, stretched himself, and walked through the line of guns. Far away to the south, a shell burst in the empty air. Somewhere behind our hill, a big gun fired. Another followed it, and suddenly the battery below blasted a stuttering sentence of noises. The devil had taken his seat at the keyboard to play the opening bars of his morning hymn. Another day beginning, the last for so many. A fine sunny day to devote to killing and bruising. Was it my last day? 38th Welsh Division, Order Number 39. 1. The division will attack Mametz Wood tomorrow, with a view of capturing the whole of it. 2. From 3:30 a.m. to 4:15 a.m., the artillery will bombard the southern portion of Mametz Wood. 3. At 3:55 a.m., a smoke... You know old Evans the Padre? Yes, I know him. I met him this morning. He was going to do a bit of burying. He was talking to himself, praying. It was in North Wales Welsh, and I couldn't make much of it. I asked him why he was up so early. He said he hadn't been to bed. He went towards Frico yesterday evening looking for a grave. Someone you knew, said I. Yes, my own boy's grave, said he. He'd walked for hours, but couldn't find anyone who knew where it was. Going to bury other people's boys, he said, since he couldn't find his own boy's grave to pray over. My Welsh isn't very good, as you know, but I managed to say to him, I'm not a soldier now, Padre. I'm taking my hat off to you. And so I did. I took off my tin helmet. You couldn't talk English to a man who had lost his boy. No, not to a Welshman, I replied. The general's order arrived in the trenches. Stand to with your bayonets attached. We attack the Germans, dug deep in the woodlands. From the trees he'll be swiftly dispatched. The night turned to first light, then dawn was upon us, the most wondrous morning of all, as we stood in close order awaiting the order. Attack! Take those trees, that's your goal. The CO said, Welshmen, be proud of your homeland, the greatest of efforts expected today. Pray to the God of your parents and loved ones, for the woods to be taken and the Germans we slay. The lads started singing, a hymn full of longing, the mournful close harmonies cutting the breeze. Sweetly the melodies soared from the trenches as the seconds ticked down. Then we went for those trees. Through horrors of fighting, the death and the screaming, the Welsh were victorious. We'd done all we could. Our ranks were depleted, friends unaccounted, as we buried their remnants at the edge of the wood. Whether I live, whether I die. Jesus Christ, they're coming through the floor! And fought and overlong. Jerry's through on the flank and beat it! That's what that one said as he ran past. Bosch is back in the strip trench. It's a monumental bollocks every time. But which is front? Which way's the way on? And where's the corporal? What's this crush and all this shoving you along and someone shouting rhetorically, and remembering your nationality? To you who'd read my songs of war and only hear of blood and fame, I'll say, you've heard it said before, war's hell. And if you doubt the same, today I found in Mametz Wood a certain cure for lust of blood, where propped against its shattered trunk, in a great mess of things unclean, sat a dead Boche. He scowled and stunk, with clothes and face a sodden green, big-bellied, spectacled, crop-haired, dribbling black blood from nose and beard. And here and there, and huddled over, death hassled to these, a Picton 5'4" paragon for the line, from Newcastle Emlyn or Talgarth in Brycheiniog, lying disordered like discarded garments of crumpled chin to shinbone. And to Private Ball, it came as if a rigid beam of great weight flailed about his calves, caught from behind by ballista balk, let fly or aft beam slew to clout gunwale walker. Below, below, below! When golden vanities make about, you've got no legs to stand on. The warm fluid percolates between his toes, and his left boot fills as when you tread in a puddle. He crawled away in the opposite direction. It's difficult with the weight of the rifle. Leave it under the oak. Leave it for the salvage bloke. Let it lie bruised for a monument. Just a few lines to let you know that I am alive and kicking after a great ordeal. We've been in a charge and I have come through all right, although many were killed and wounded. It was 2:30 a.m. when, nearing daybreak, we commenced the advance. All the Llanberis boys were wounded or killed except for Owen Owens and myself. How we escaped, God only knows. He couldn't see anything but smoke in the woods before we made our advance. We cleared about a mile of wood. There was not one tree left intact. I never saw such a thing in my whole life. I understand the Kaiser wants to know what battalion took that wood because so many had failed. Well, I know. What a wondrous, pleasant sight unfolds before my eyes, a panoply of magnificent trees stretching upwards to the skies. Did someone help Dame Nature the sins of man to forget? Where once there was war, now peace reigns supreme, and the birds sing again in Mametz.